Hey, I hope everyone is well, and I also hope that you're finding fun and productive ways to keep yourself busy during this quarantined time. So today, we're going to talk about the parts of a song. We're going to talk about some components that you have to keep in mind when we start the process of songwriting. So what are these parts? All right. So most of today's hit song structures are made up of 3 different sections. And that means the verse, the chorus, and the bridge. So I'm going to talk a little bit about each of these parts. All right, so the first one is the chorus. The chorus. So what's a chorus? A chorus is basically the catchy part of a song that you hear on the radio, or if you're listening to a pop song, or something that you hear on the radio or TV. Most of the songs have a little catchy part, and that's called the chorus. But I'm going to go more in detail about what a chorus really is. All right, so the chorus has the same melody and the same lyric every time we hear it, right? So what are lyrics? What is a lyric? When you look up lyrics to a song, what are you looking up? What is that? What does it mean? A lyric is basically telling you a story in an organized form, right? So each of these songs, they have a story to tell you. And a lyric, basically, it's like when you're writing a poem, When you're writing a poem, for example, that's the first analogy I can think of. When you're writing a poem, you have these parts, these little lines that you wrote. And what's the difference between a line in a poem and a lyric? Well, a lyric has a melody to it. That means it has a melody, which is, it's a song. And I'm going to go more into melody later and what that really means. But the chorus has the same melody and the same lyric each time we hear it. The lyrics sum up the emotional heart of a song. So like I said, it has a story to tell you. Most of these songs that you hear in pop culture, they have a story behind them. All right, so the section that is the chorus, it's the section that listeners will remember and will want to hear again and again. Be sure to include your title in your chorus so listeners know what to call your song. The title is often in the first or last line, sometimes both. All right, so that was the chorus. And yeah, a lot of these tunes, the chorus is the title of the song. So it could be the same thing or it could be different. It really depends on the artist and what they choose. So you as the artist, when you're writing the song, you can choose whether or not to keep the title what the catchy chorus is. For example, Let It Be, that's a Beatles song, and it's very famous from 1950s, 1960s. So basically, what is the chorus? It just goes, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. And that is the chorus. It was actually recorded on, I just looked it up because I said 1950s and 1960s, but it was actually recorded on January 31st, 1969, and it was released in 1970, in March. So yeah, not the 50s, never mind. So basically, yeah, that's how the chorus goes. Let it be, and that's the name of the song too. So that's completely an artistic choice, whether or not you want to keep the chorus the song title. A lot of people do that because it's catchy. All right, the next part we're going to discuss is a verse. The verses all have the same melody, but different lyrics. A verse takes us deeper into the feelings of a situation that's created in the chorus. Like basically, or it also leads up to the feeling that's created with the chorus. Sometimes, most of the time actually, when the verse starts, it starts to tell you a story. So music is like a conversation, a song that you're writing, it's like a conversation. So how do you start a conversation? Hey, how are you doing? And then you get to the point. Okay, so I have had a day and I did this today. But you don't just start by saying, I did this today. You say, hey, how are you? I'm well. All right. Yeah, and what else? Okay, so I had something to talk about. I did this today. That's how a conversation goes, right? So it's the same thing with a song. So a verse either takes you deeper into the feelings or situation created by the chorus, or it leads up to the chorus. Because the chorus is repeated 3 or more times, you can keep it interesting by giving listeners more information in each verse. Something that reveals more about the chorus and deepens our feelings or understanding of it. Okay, so the verse is basically something that either leads up to the chorus or it also gives more information about what the chorus is talking about. Alright, so that was a verse. The third part we're going to talk about is a bridge. So the bridge has a different melody and lyric from any other section. It often provides a peak moment or a turning point in the song. You can use the bridge to reveal something hidden or add a twist or just come right out and say what you feel instead of expressing it in images. So there are a number of different ways you can write a bridge to a song. But it's basically, it's a change. If a song is going steady, like if there's a steady melody lyric, if there's a pattern that you're following with the verse and chorus, the bridge is what kind of distracts you. It takes you somewhere else in the song before you go back to the verse and chorus and go back to the pattern that you were following. Alright, so a pre-chorus is the next component that we will talk about. The pre-chorus. In some songs, there's a short section between the verse and chorus which creates anticipation building up to the chorus. You're most likely to hear this section in today's pop and country hits, especially hits with big, catchy choruses. A pre-chorus is basically something that leads up to a chorus that's not a verse. Alright, the hook. This is the final component we're going to talk about. The hook is the most memorable line in the song. It's featured in the chorus, usually the first or last line, and it often includes the song's title. Alright, so how do you put these components together? It's a good idea to use a proven song structure like this. Verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. So that's a common song structure that you have. You have a verse, and then you have a chorus, and then you have another verse, and another chorus. Finally, you have a bridge that changes the atmosphere, and then you go back to the chorus just to reinstate the point you were trying to make. We rely primarily on melody to let listeners know whether they're listening to a verse, chorus, or bridge. Often, we move the chorus to a higher note range than the verse, or change the pace of the notes and words, or change the melodic rhythm patterns. This not only lets the listener know which section they're in, it also catches their attention when sections change, keeping them interested in your song. Okay, so our activity, try it now. It's going to be listen to the songs that you like. So whatever songs you like listening to. If you don't listen to music that much, start listening. The more you listen, the more you're going to learn about music. So listen to the songs you like and see if you can identify the chorus and the verse. And then notice how they're put together to form a structure. Notice how the chorus sums up the emotional message, the heart of the song, while the verses give information and explanations, and they also lead up to what the chorus is saying. Then look at how the melody defines each section so you know where you are. Try writing a song that uses a similar structure. It's going to be one of the best songwriting exercises you ever do. Alright. So basically, those are a few components of a song that you can explore. Listen to your favorite song and tell me where the verse is, where the chorus is, where the bridge is, where the pre-chorus is, where the hook is. And remember, not all songs have all of these components. These are just some components that are part of most songs that are popular in today's culture. So, yeah, keep exploring all of these topics. The more you learn, the better, especially if you want to make a career out of music. The more you listen, the more you're going to get ahead. So, we're all cooped up at home during this quarantine, and it's best to make light of a grim situation, which is what's going on. And songwriting is a great exercise, and, if you start exploring, the time is going to pass by before you know it. So, yeah, I highly advise just exploring different kinds of songs, exploring the structure, and just learning more about music. The more you can, the better. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me today. And next week, we're going to keep talking about what makes a song. And we're going to talk about rhyme scheme. So, have a great week, y'all.